Welcome everyone to Leave Your Mark, an in-universe Pod by Night podcast community game where you get to cause chaos in the streets, and if you're lucky, in the sheets. Character sheets, that is. Hi, it's turn 5, and Gary, Indiana, our wonderful city of vampires, is in a lot of trouble. I'm fascinated to give you an update on like the little stories people have been telling, the events that are upcoming. If you are interested in our podcast, you're like, what is this? This is a Patreon special thing, but if you join the Discord, you can see what's going on. But other than that, we have just join the Discord anyway, because we've got announcements like coming up in a very, very short amount of time, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm not centered. We've got some really exciting announcements coming for future shows. You do not want to miss this stuff. It's gonna get. I think people have wanted it for a while, so I'm excited to show you all. But before that, let's hop into what has been going on, because people have been role playing in our Discord and they have been causing all sorts of problems. Most important thing is, from the vote last week, war is begin. What was the meme? I don't know. It's wartime, baby, between the Lucid faction and the Magi of the Dark Mother. Now, the interesting thing is, what spurred this was the Lucid trying to kill a bunch of vampire hunters. Unfortunately, that drew vampire hunter attention, and now everyone is pissed off. But mostly the Magi are pissed off because the Lucid have been trying to sell their merch in their turf. That's the most that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was and there was a really gruesome scene where, reasonably so, absolutely. There was a really gruesome scene where one of the Lucid's characters got murderized in the merch van. Yeah, so like I say, everyone's all of that is available to read if you want to. Otherwise, I'll just recap for you here. Everyone's been really kind to me, and I forgot that it was the stream today. So people have been really kind and actually done a recap in the thing. I'm gonna pick out some choice bits because there's a lot of stuff that's gone on. A couple of factions all turned up at a warehouse. You know, a few characters, few beloved people, from Mandy to Nicholas, to Lex, representative of all sorts of factions. And then someone tried to kill one of them, causing problems for all of them, and setting a very expensive blood circulatory system warehouse on fire, scaring the crap out of poor Nicholas, who has been a lot more shaken recently. But however, their plans have produced some progress. Who could have done it? I don't know. It's impossible to tell which player was writing the thing that was setting stuff on fire. Goodness, what else happened? There was also a little bit of progress made on the convention, bringing all the factions together for a sit down. That's going to, happen some point when everyone's maybe calmed down. Two of them are at war, so we'll see what happens when they get in the same room together. But similarly, what is going on? Let's read this. We have oh yeah, that was kind of fun. I read a new character, kind of an NPC-ish character that someone has invented to play with other characters who they wouldn't normally be able to. A character called Rach has been invented, and she is a thin blood who is gone to university to learn about the occult from a very, very scary librarian. And apparently there was possible diablerie involved. I haven't actually read that bit, but it seems like there's some friction going on there with people getting possibly eaten. Who knows? Either way, everyone, I have been constantly impressed by the quality and quantity of your role playing. I have enjoyed myself. My little Nosferatu called Bruce has been, having cheeky little conversations with people here and there, learning facts. I've not joined a faction, so I'm just like there talking to everyone going, oh no, we're all fucked. That sort of stuff has been really fun for me, and I hope it has been fun for you as well. And with that out the way, that little recap, it is time to move on to the meat and potatoes of this game. Let's get into the turns. Right. So as normal, Josh has to remind himself of the rules he wrote. And if anyone knows anything about formatting Google Docs, please tell me why this starts at 4. There must be a list. Okay, it goes 1, 2, 3 up here, and then starts 4, 5, 6 down there. That's really annoying. So for her tuition, join is to Diablo. She has until Halloween. Well, Halloween's the perfect time to do spooky, scary stuff, so that makes sense. There have been a few changes to the rules. Everyone in the Discord should have been informed of them. People can you do extra stuff now. Money wasn't useful, so Nicholas's player, I'm sorry, I can't remember, Ponsonby, suggested that we use it to get advantages and stuff like that. I've added that. There's also been an addition, which I don't know if everyone is aware of. I have invented something called Chaos, which is kind of an intermediary step between a turf on the map, one of these, falling into, maxing out its turmoil and it'll then fall into Chaos, which then makes it easier for everyone to take, but it also involves the NPCs trying to take it as well. So I'm very sorry, but it's powerful, but it's dangerous, which, if you want vampire hunters or werewolves to try and fuck you up, then be my guest. I would love to see what happens when this actually gets used. Select the list that starts with 4. Oh my god, okay, this is actually incredibly useful, thank you. How do we do this? Doing it live. Select the list. Nope, that wasn't right. Can I do that? No, that was probably wrong. Undo. Bullets and numbering. If I do that there, it just restart numbering. Okay, I'll do it over here. Format, bullets and numbering, list options. Restart numbering is grayed out. Okay, we're not going to fix that now. The SI and the werewolves are a bit cramped. They do only have 1 place each, and everyone else is getting like 2+. That sounds fair to me. Yeah, that's a very good point, Gehenna Wolf. Okay, let's start, as always, with initiative. So, this turn, only 2 people have the same number. What do we got? We've got Young Bravos at the top with a 10. Then we got the Magi, who are consistently excellent at being speedy off the mark. Then we have the Silk Gauntlet, who are slow and steady in general. There goes the Magi's title streak. It's true. So if anyone doesn't know, I changed the color of the YouTube thumbnail to match the person who goes first. because I thought that was fun. Then we have Corpsemongers and the Alphas in 4th place. And then we got the Lucid coming up the rear with 2. So let's do rollies. 2d10. First number is Alphas, second number is Corpsemongers. Alphas win it. Sorry, Corpsemongers. You're going to have to eat people slowly. Take your time. Eat a person 1 bite at a time. Excellent. Well, that means that Josh has to apply the assist and other faction actions. And this turn, there's only 1 assist, and it is coming from a very predictable place. It is the Silk Gauntlet, who is assisting the Corpsemongers for a +1 dice. Being friendly. Look at you two. So cute. Where are you? I can't. Silk Gauntlet, there you are. So you were at -1. No, that's Lucid. Wait, let's just go for Silk Gauntlet. Where are Corpsemongers? You were at a 0. Now you're at a 1. 1 friendliness out of 3. Which is, as everyone knows, the maximum amount of friends you can have. Certainly true for me. Right, we got that out of the way. That's done. Scribble on my notepad. Then we do turns. Yo, young bravos, how you doing? You're looking in a pretty good spot, except for all that heat. So we're starting off with +1 rep. Can't +1 coin, but we can +1 XP. And then you have 2 actions you are gonna do. And they're both similar actions. You would like to take the Oasis and the Motel. How far are you on those? Oh, you're 1 away? I mean, technically we don't need to roll because it's impossible for you to get lower than 1 extra thing on this clock. But we'll roll anyway, because what's the point in having dice if you can't roll them? I like the funny maths rocks. So unfortunately you got a 4, which is really good, and then you got a 1, which is really bad. But either way, you have actually boosted you've boosted your turf. You've taken 2 places. Lickety split. The Oasis nightclub is now under your control. You are absolutely blitzing through this, and I'm so impressed. I wonder what the other factions think of it. You're like, no one else has been like, oh, I want to take over the entire map. But the Young Bravos are like, cool, that looks like it's mine. The Motel, you've done it. You now have 2 extra places, which gives you extra stuff on your rep, which is really impressive as well. Yeah, you literally doubled your turf size. The shiny maths rocks. What I like. They're just a big green blob in the middle of town, and I'm gonna warn you, everyone else, if you do not want to get steamrolled, you might want to do something about that. It's a snowball. Is anyone else worried? I would be. The Young Bravos are wild, unpredictable. I mean, unfortunately for them, they've not reduced their heat. So if they're really unlucky, this entanglements could be the death of them, or be a big blow. You are. Mandy isn't. Cool. The Magi had plans until a certain event happened. Well, you're at war now. You're distracted by setting people on fire. Remove 1 heat because of haunted house. Oh my god, thank you for the reminder. -1 heat per turn. I'm glad you mentioned it. I would not have remembered. It's a good thing you're here. Yeah, let's... what was the thing I was going to do? Oh yeah, entanglements. Let's press the button. So you are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're at 5 heat, which means your heat increases by 2, or your status decreases by 1 with your highest level faction. I want to know who your highest level faction is. Young Bravos. Are you friendly with anyone? You're friendly with the Silk Gauntlet, and that's it. So let's just add 2 heat to you. Screw your negative heat per turn. Bonus heat for you. +2 heat. That, ooh. Still dangerous. You are almost at a wanted level here. And I will remind you, if you get to a wanted level, like really fun stuff happens, but really fun in a bad way. Like you get to describe how you get fucked up. And I will tell you an extra fun event happening in the city that is bad for you. Okay, but that is the Young Bravos almost done. We don't have to level them up. Objective trackers. What are your objectives? Cause 10 turf to complete their turmoil track. Take and do a thing at Dante's Bar or Depot. Assault events. You've not done any objectives. You are just grabbing stuff. Yeah, that's a good description for it. Well, Young Bravos. I hope you have enjoyed your turn, because that was phenomenal. It is time for the Magi of the Dark Mother. Lilith guide you. Or whatever. I wrote Dark Mother, but like it can be anything. Whatever you want. Magi, you're at war. That means you get less actions. Fortunately, you're using those actions in chef kiss. The best way possible. You're hunting at the industrial yards. But first, let's quickly add your coin, your rep, and your XP. And then do your turn. So, hunting. I believe it takes your strongest stat. I'm going to remind myself here. Highest stat. Yep. And then if you get a crit, you get extra stuff. But you definitely get 1 XP and 1 coin. Let's roll those dice. Oh, you got a 3. You didn't get any bonuses to that, did you? You don't. No, good. You got a 3, which unfortunately only means you increase the turmoil by 1. But the industrial yards, I think, are in a bit of trouble. They are halfway to getting chaos happening on them. +1 XP from LARP. Oh my god. I need a better way of reminding myself of this stuff. Yes, absolutely, you get +1 XP for that. You also get 1 coin for the event. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I mean, that's your turn. But because you filled up your XP, you get to level up. And they have actually chosen... So other people have chosen special abilities to get like bonuses in certain conditions. They're kind of bolstering their turf, their home base. I don't know. What does this count for? Their strengths. The stuff that they have, as opposed to how skilled they are, has been improved in a couple of different ways. So they are grabbing +1 initiative. And I am so happy that I programmed these here. So I can just type in 1 and it'll do it for me. I won't have to remember anything. It's all good. What would be good is an add stuff button. So I can just click it and it gives you your stuff at the beginning of your turn. That would help me remember, And then I can just go, you get 2 per turn instead of 1. Right, so you get +1 initiative, which might help them maintain their streak of being really high up in the order. And getting ahead of people. They also got the small coin vault, which gives them access to this storage here. Very clever long term. And also probably useful for, oh god, yeah, that'll be really good with the fact that you can now spend coin to get bonuses. Anyway, they took the fight to the Lucid. I'm just reminding you, they're all the way down here, and they decided to hunt and cause chaos in the industrial train yards owned by their war enemy. So I am so fascinated to know exactly what you hunted there. Like, were you just fucking stuff up, or were you stealing things? Were you just trying to hurt them? I'm fascinated to know. But you've reduced the stability of that turf. Excellent work. And that means it's entanglements time. Problems for you. And you're a, what's this? 5 heat. Okay. +1 heat or -1 rep. +1 heat. Being at war is noisy. Being at war and going to your enemy's like home and hitting them where it hurts is not subtle. Not that you're known for that, but them's the breaks. Okay, we have leveled you up. We've done all of the things. Oh, I need to check your trackers. You're not at your event. You haven't done any occult events, and you're not at the place yet. So that's the Magi done. Hi, Silgorla, how you doing? You spending them cash monies? Because you have a full rep. So you're not doing anything bonus-wise there, but you do get 1 coin and 1 XP. A humble income. I think, wait. So I actually remember this time. Do you get +1 coin per turn? There you go. And that means, where are your things? You have already used 1 action to help the corpse mongers. And you would like to spend the 2 coin that you just got to lower your heat. I think that is an incredibly smart move. Everyone, like almost everyone, is being quite conservative this turn with their actions. You roll tier, and then you get a certain amount of heat reduced. So let's do that. Roll tier, and they could increase their tier, but they don't quite have the cash for it yet. Oh. Ugh. I'm very sorry, St. Gauntlet, but your capacity to reduce your heat is lacking. You do not quite have the resources or the know-how, or maybe just the connections. I guess it's based on tier and reps. So just the volume, the size of your crew is not quite big enough. And that's your turn. They're like, 3 of the factions only really have 1 turn, so this is actually quite quick. And you are at heat 6, which means... oh, I went for the fucking throat. You either lose a turf or a hold. Something went really wrong. Wait, I'm gonna double check. You are at 6. I'm very sorry, Ponsonby. I feel so cruel doing these entanglement rolls. But I'm gonna bust your hold down to weak. Good thing you've got a full rep bar. I think it might be a bit too early to take turf from you. But both of those are heavy blows. This is why I love the heat mechanic, because you can fill it up, and when you're at the end, it's really tempting to just say, screw it, I'll just let it tick over, get a wanted level, and it'll be back to 0, and I won't have to worry about dire consequences. Yeah, sorry. You are in a very precarious position, by the way. If anyone really wants to destroy the Silk Gauntlet, you could try and hurt them. Probably won't be able to do it before they spend their rep to bump that back up, but oh, you didn't want to get that one. Anyway, none of the objectives, none of the leveling up, which means that Silk Gauntlet's turn is over. And now it's time for the alphas. What does the hold mean? So, in my mind, the hold is a kind of secondary expression of tier. So if you're at tier 0, you're all basically nobodies and no one knows who you are, and you only influence the certain areas in your immediate vicinity. If you're at tier 5, everyone knows you, everyone's scared of you. You can do a lot of damage very quickly if someone gets on your bad side, sort of thing. But weak and strong hold is a description of how tight your grip is on that power. If someone is on tier 1 weak, anyone that really hates them could, in theory, spend the time and energy to bust them down back to tier 0, meaning that they took advantage of the places where they didn't have a like all of their stuff in order to reduce their actual effectiveness. And that's how I see tier and hold. And on the other side, if you are tier 1 strong and someone, you know, tries to reduce your effectiveness, you just stop being strong and you become weak. You gain weaknesses, you know, chinks in your armor kind of thing. But it is much easier to increase hold than it is tier, because hold just takes a full rep bar, and tier takes a full rep bar and some money. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's good. Like, and also the whole point of this is to give you even more prompts for you to go into the Discord and go, ooh, I think we could try doing this and you know, hurt our fictional enemies in this way, or we could express our hold in an interesting story way. That's all it's for. So like, these character sheets are not as important as how you interpret them, because I think that's fun. Anyway, I have entirely forgotten. We've just finished the Silk Gauntlets. We're on to the alphas now. Now it's the alpha's turn. Note to self. Note down the time so I can get the YouTube description thing right. Okay. So this is probably the most sensible, and like, I don't want to say it's boring, but it's not very exciting, but it is a very smart move. Both of the alpha's actions are reducing their heat. So let's increase their rep, increase their XP. Can't get any more coin. And oh, they're spending all of their coin. So that's good. Yes. Let's just do that now before I forget. But they've spent 2 coin to get an extra dice on one, and then spent 2 coin again to get an extra dice on the second one. So they are actually rolling bonuses. And this is 2 tier rolls. Let's see how you do to reduce your heat. Bonus dice 1. Does it do that properly? Ow! I'm so sorry! Maybe I should get one of the other cast members to roll the dice from now on. You got a 1. I'm very sorry. Good news is, nothing bad happens. It just means you don't reduce a lot of heat. But this one's going to be way better, I promise. You're gonna be so impressed with this one. It's a 3, which means that you get 1 less heat. Eventually, you'll all be rolling a bunch of dice, and statistically, you can't blame me after that. I'm very sorry, but hopefully, this entanglement won't gain you more heat because you're on a lower heat tier, and that I think that is the important thing. You've busted yourself down into a lower heat tier, so the consequences will be nowhere near as dangerous, probably. Heat +1 or -1 coin. Well, you can't get less coins, so you got to get more heat. I am so sorry. Do you want to write me an IOU for the coin? Oh dear. I do want more chaos. I also want things to go well for you occasionally. You can't get more heat. You got more heat. Excellent work, everyone. This game, the rules are against you. Just so you know. You might have picked up on that by now. But the alphas, no more objective progress, so that is fine. And we're on to the corpse mongers. You get +1 rep, +1 coin, +1 XP. You get bonuses from... Oh, you don't have turf. Who wrote the rules? I don't know. So, you got your stuff, and young bravos are... I'm looking at the wrong thing. The corpse mongers are getting a bonus from the the Silk Gauntlet. They're getting some help to take the mansion. Then they're going to try and take the mansion again. So those are 2 tier rolls. And the bonus is right here from the Silk Gauntlet aid. If this goes well, they could have it this turn. That's a 6! I need to double check. I need to double check the rules. You get a 6? Yeah, that's 3 ticks on your clock, baby! You filled it up. I'm sorry. Do you want? I'll roll the dice anyway. Here you go. You get your second match thing. Wasted an action. You definitely have the thing, and that's way more important. Like being sure of something, way more important. You put all of your effort and your faction this turn to taking Modius's mansion. The ex-prince of Gary, Indiana, disappeared mysteriously, leaving a very fancy mansion behind that is now corpserated into the corpse mongers little little zone. And what do you get? You get +1 rep per turn. And that's a big bonus. They stole the mansion. They did indeed. It was always us. Yeah, what are you going to do with a giant fancy mansion? And I'm fascinated to know exactly, like, this is a group of information brokers and cannibals and sneaky sewer dwellers, like putting every ounce of effort this turn into making sure that this place belonged to them. I'm so fascinated to see what they're going to do with it, because that thing's probably got huge windows. I mean, a vampire used to be owned by like a very fancy vampire, so it's probably got like thick shutters. But who knows? I'd love to hear. Anyway, bad news. It's entanglements time, and you have 5 heat, which means +2 heat or -1 status. Who are you friends with? You got a helping hand from the Silk Gauntlet this turn, so I don't really want to take that away. That wouldn't be fair. Oh, you are 2 friends with the alphas, which means that the alphas, I'm going to bust you down to 1. Something you did pissed them off, and you're not good friends anymore. You're just like, you know, solid acquaintances. Nothing, no friends allowed, exactly. Nothing like dangerous. Nothing that they're gonna go to war over or hate you over, but like something inconvenient to the alphas, the corpse mongers did. Okay. Well, that's all of your stuff. You have ooh, next turn you could probably take the sewer hub as well. You're in a really good position. No NPC faction objective progress, which is gonna go badly for everyone. But Magadon exports, none of that either. Everyone's preparing for the objectives for the future. I love to see it. But that means that it is time for the Lucid. Those forum dwelling, like, anime waifus in maid outfits. Your merch has been sold on the Magi's turf, and they're not happy about it. They killed one of yours, and now you're at war. What do the Lucid do when they go to war? Well, they take 1 rep. They don't have any coin to room for any more coin. But they do the event at the convention center that they live in, which, not a direct war action, and it doesn't have to be. But what is going on here? There is a transport event happening. There are vampire hunters, oh yeah. Requires a social roll. It will yield 2 XP. Well, let's give you your 2 XP and see how badly this goes, because you have no social skills. Ooh, you got a 5. You got a 5. That's really good. And that means, I think, I have to check this every time. You got a 5, which means you only increase your heat by 1. Welcome in, pigs. That is your singular action. The rest of your time is taken up fighting the Magi. And bad things still happen to you. At 4 heat, you get plus... Wait, no. What? Wait. Did I do entanglements for you? You successfully deflect the vampire hunters, the SI. True. -1 status with highest level faction. Who is your highest level faction? Diplomatically. Oh, that's right. Everyone hates you. That was cruel. I'm sorry. Looks like it's +2 heat. Sorry, Buster. Sorry to the paint shop crew. War is dangerous. 2 from war. Yeah, that's what it is. And that. Oh, SI object. You did. That's a thing I need to do. Give you progress towards completing an objective, which is doing events with Second Inquisition. Yeah. So this is interesting. Now that this turn is over, I am going to leave it up to the players. Now that everyone's turns are over, the Magi and the Lucid, you two are going to have to sit down, have a talk, and discuss whether you want the war to go on for another turn and potentially do damage to each other, or like do more story about that, or you can come together and decide like we want to someone gets hurt, some describe something bad happening for both of you, and then you come to an agreement, such as you trade resources, or you make a role play agreement, such as we will not do XYZ, or we will not enter XYZ place, or something like that. It's entirely open to you. I want this to be fun. You can end the war if you like. Just tell me what's going on, and next turn I will enact this either peace or continued war at your leisure. So feel free to as well as that, people can make suggestions for fun agreements that you can make, and then if you break those agreements, maybe there can be consequences, or if you should probably abide by them, to be fair, because you don't want another war. But yeah, I'm willing to change stuff on your character sheets as well. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this works, because this is like the fuzziest part of the game, but I really wanted to give you like lots of stuff. And like, if you really want, like, one person's low on coin and the other person's got lots of coin, you can do a little trade. You did lose an action each, which is a big blow. So like, maybe one needs rep, maybe one needs XP. You can trade those. Just help each other out a little bit. So I wanted to give you all space for that. That will be very, very interesting to see how it goes. Now that we have done, it is time to see what changes happen on the map. Only one event has been taken care of this turn, which means that all of these places with a little bit of blue around them, except for the Genesis Convention Center, which I'll just get rid of that now so I don't forget. Their turmoil goes up by 1, and they get closer to falling to the NPC vampire hunters or werewolves, which will be very interesting when it happens. But I won't sort that out now because it takes a while, admin stuff. But what we will do is see what events we will be dealing with next turn. So I just get to press this button a bunch of times. Did Bravo get 1 rep and 1 XP? I believe so, but we can check after the stream. Double check, put that in the Discord, and I will double check for you. But yeah, let's do the events. There are 7 of these. The first one is a stealth event at the haunted house involving werewolves. And there's not a huge reward. But maybe the young Bravos would like to do something about their turf having werewolves on it. Okay, number 2. A transport event at Dante's Bar and Grill, which is very convenient actually, because that is the location of like the bait and switch for the possible convention happening. Everyone's going to say like, oh, it's here, but actually somewhere else to shake people off the tail if they're trying to catch you. There's no NPC factions there. There is also an occult event happening at Glen Park, including the SI Vampire Hunters. There is a transport event at Colfax Wastes. Hang on. We've got Colfax Wastes on the left here. We've got, I don't know where my bits on my map is. We've got the Haunted House here, and we've got, where's Glen Park? Is it on the right? No, that's Marquette Park. Glen Park, here. Here it goes. Half of the map is at 4 out of 8 turmoil after this turn. Really? Oh no. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A transport event at the underground bunker involving vampire hunters. A persuasion event happening at Motel 49. Wait, no. It's the 49ers turf, not Motel 49. That's Motel 36. That's confusing for me. But it's a persuasion event involving vampire hunters. Good luck with that, alphas. And I think, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last one, Shore Apartments, an occult event. No NPCs. It could be anything. It could be a ghost. It could be a fae. It could be a Ford F-150. Or bread. Who knows? And that is the entirety of turn 5. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you are interested in joining in on the game, check out the Patreon, check out the Discord. There's all the rules there for you to read, decide on if you're interested in playing a faction, and help us out by supporting our Patreon and getting awesome rewards, including access to this, but, you know, behind the scenes stuff for the podcast. And the patrons actually know one of the things that is coming up very soon. Yeah, we have announcements. Like, it's a really busy time, but it's so good to be doing all of this. I'm having an awesome time. I hope you are as well. So, yeah, that's everything. Okay. Until next time, have a wonderful week. I'll see you next month. See ya.